Climate change is a China hoax. Guns don't kill. Vaccinations cause autism. And immigrants cause crime. I dress so dope. Only a person truly good, honest, and good-looking can become our president. But a clown like me could never become a president. Teenagers are lucky in so many ways. Not only can we watch PG-13 movies and take care of ourselves, but we don't have to worry about the adult concerns like taxes or employment. We are energetic and risk-taking, but sometimes act, as my dad likes to say, arrogant know-it-alls who don't need to be told anything. We have the tendency to believe the first thing we hear or read, then copy the actions of the ones we admire. This is a serious problem on social media. Our gullibility is a serious weakness in the online world of social media, where sketchy ads, shady websites, and false information is spread and shared sometimes millions of times. Although we're not the only group on social media, we are the biggest and easiest to influence. Before the age of social media, when teenagers got together with their social groups or friends in person, certain kind of problems we have today didn't exist, such as online bullying, or the fact that false information couldn't be spread to millions of people at a time. False information couldn't be spread so easily because when you were talking with someone in person, you had more information with you to help choose whether or not to believe them. Information such as how smart they were, their knowledge, their character, their appearance, or even their actions help you decide whether what they were saying was true or they knew what they were talking about. Bullying is another problem. Before the digital age, bullying was usually done in person by one or few people at a time. Because bullies were part of a local community, they were easily identified and held accountable by the local school or community. So less people would try to imitate or copy them. Nowadays, with the rise of social media, we teenagers come across thousands, if not millions, of posts, comments, and tweets every single day by total strangers. We have less ways to judge their motives, character, or knowledge about anything they say. Our overconfidence and gullibility makes us easy targets for unknown people to take advantage of our weaknesses. Our stupidity allows us to be easily swayed and tricked into believing false information that our online peers and online communities spread. Though we don't like to say it, social media influencers have a huge impact on the decisions of our life. Whether it's to support their song or to just not support a certain organization, social media influencers impact the decisions of their young fans to a much greater extent than many people think. And as the celebrity phenomenon increases every day, so does the influence they have on us. Oftentimes, an influencer's thoughtless insult online can make teenage young fans imitate this cruelty, even for such things as physical capabilities or disabilities. When an overwhelming number of teens do this, the harm is greatly multiplied. In one case, an 18-year-old teen from Texas, Brandy Vela, was subject to cyberbullying and mocking every single day. Users created a counterfeit Facebook page and fake dating profiles across multiple dating applications. She was subject to abusive and vulgar texts, posts, and images every day. Overwhelmed by the relentless bullying and harassment, Vela committed suicide. Whether it's because we're anonymous behind our phones or laptops, or that we blame influencers, we seem to become different people online, showing no consideration for others or even ourselves. This is a common problem in many teenagers. I've done this myself, trying to fit into a certain group by mimicking the actions of others without stopping to think how insulting or hurtful my actions are. Many teenagers never stop to think how harmful these actions are and if it could affect them or even their families. One day, before posting another insult, I thought to myself, how common is this type of problem? And I researched this and found a Pew Research Center article stating that around 87% of teenagers online have witnessed cyberbullying, and that 34% of teenagers online have been cyberbullied. Cyberbullying is a much more dangerous topic than many people think. I learned that suicide is the third biggest cause of death between the age group 13 and 19. And its leading cause? Bullying. Social media is like a vast city with no rules in an anarchic state that must be controlled by the users themselves. With little to no regulation, social media is an ideal hunting ground for marketers backed by multinational corporations with only one motive: to sell their business or political views. Oftentimes, this false information and motives are targeted against young and developing teenagers. This is misinformation, the deliberate sending of false information in an attempt to confuse or deceive other people. Although the government can crack down on misinformation sent by a company, it is less likely to do so for misinformation sent by the individual. Just the sheer number of posts spreading misinformation every day is incalculable, making the government's intervention nearly impossible. False information is sent in the form of conspiracy theories, deceptive ideas, and false scientific information. One example, the anti-vaccine movement, which sparked on Facebook, convincing countless parents and teenagers not to vaccinate themselves or even their children, fooling them into thinking that vaccinations cause autism or other problems. This has caused tremendous damage to society. Increased illnesses such as human papillomavirus and measles spread farther and more widely, which increased illnesses cause increased deaths around the world. Misinformation in the form of vaccines or any other dangerous topic causes tremendous damage to our larger society. This is some serious stuff. Misinformation about vaccines can cause increased illnesses and deaths, and cyberbullying can ruin people's lives or even lead to suicide. This is just the surface of a toxic environment and community where deceptive ideas and false information is spread and shared about other very important topics, such as anti-government protests, global warming, gun control, and immigration. A quick Google search and just reading an article for a couple of minutes can help us realize the deceptive ideas and false information found in these articles. As our use of social media increases, so should we increase our responsibility when using it. We should know that the responsibility to avoid copycat cruelty is on us. How we act not only affects others, but also the future generations who use social media. Same applies for spreading or believing false information. Social media is one of the only places where teenagers have such complete control of a space where we can communicate together and interact together on a global level. Let's not ruin or destroy one of the first places we have to show our responsibility and control. Let's show our peers, our parents, and most of all, ourselves, that we can act responsible. Let's be an example for future generations. Teenagers should take more time to consider their actions and their consequences online. We should know that becoming an adult is not only attaining a certain age in life, but also thinking and acting positively in our society. I hope each of us avoid becoming one more stupid clown. Thank you.